Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today. It's Eric from the MMG. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your own dedicated Dayz server. We're going to be doing this on Windows and using Steamcmd. I start to show you how to make your config files customized by yourself. Later on I realize there's a lot to them and I actually will show you where you can download them from our website. So if that's frustration for you, keep watching. You're going to get to the part where you can actually go to our website, maturemindedgamers.com, and download the files yourself. Then you do have to customize them yourself a little bit though. So there is some legwork there, but I wanted to give you a heads up that I did realize that was kind of a pain point.
The other thing I want to mention is I do not show you how to forward your ports on your router or your Windows firewall. It's individually different for everybody depending on their model of router. So I recommend you Google your router number and model number and find out how to forward ports. You're going to have to do that for people to be able to connect to it externally. I do have a video on my channel if you search for it on how to forward ports on a Windows firewall. So you can find that on the channel. Go ahead and look for that and make sure you have that done as well.
All right, now let's get started. I'm going to show you how to set up your own server right now. So you need to download Steamcmd. You can get that right off of Steam. Just Google Steamcmd. It'll be the first thing that pops up, and you need to download it. You'll have to extract it. It'll be a file that looks like this. I recommend putting it in its own folder. Location doesn't matter a ton. Put it on your desktop, which is what I did here, and it should function fine for you. You can also put it directly on the C drive, or if you have a different drive, that would work too. So once you do, you're going to run it, and it's going to download and fill up your folder here. That's fine. It may take a few minutes. You're going to finally get to a Steam prompt. This is where you need to log in, and like I said, you have to own this game. So normally you can just log in with Anonymous, but you can't do that with this game. You have to actually log in with the account that owns the game. So go ahead and enter your information. It'll be login, space, and then whatever your Steam username is that has the account. So say it's Daddy1. Hit enter. It's going to ask for your password. You have to enter your password. And then if you have two-factor, the next prompt will be for the two-factor authentication code. All right, once you get logged in, you should be back at the Steam prompt. Now you just need to download the files onto your computer or your server, whatever you're hosting on. So you need to type in app_update space, and then the ID number for the Dayz server, which is 223350. Hit enter. And this is going to actually put this in that folder where you put Steamcmd. It's going to create all those files. One of them is called Steam Apps. It's going to download that into the Steam Apps folder. So you do want to make sure wherever you made that original folder, there's enough space for all this. And we're good. Now we're good here to exit this. So once you're back at the prompt, just type in exit, hit enter. And you know, if you still have your folder up, if not, pull up your folder wherever you put the Steamcmd folder, and you want to go to Steam Apps, Common. Then you should have a Dayz server folder right here. So double click on that, and there's the server. These are all the files that we just downloaded. First things first, we're going to actually right click anywhere here. We're going to go new, and we're going to create a new text file, text document. Now you want to make this a .bat. If you don't have file extensions on, come up here to view. Then right here there should be a checkbox for file name extensions. If you don't, it'll look like this with no, you can't tell what kind of file it is really. You want to turn those on for this to make it easier. Now we want to rename this text file. So I'm just going to put Dayz start, and we want to get rid of that .text and put in a .bat. Hit enter. It's going to ask you if you're sure you want to change that file extension. Hit yes. This is what we're going to use to start our server. So next step, this one we're going to copy because there's a lot here, and I mean a lot. So if you go to I'm going to just pull it up here for you. If you go to the communitybistudio.com wiki for Dayz server configurations, I'll have this link here in the video description. This has what you need. So we're just going to copy and paste this in. Now we're going to come down here and we're going to actually open a new text doc. All right, we're going to name this config.cfg and hit enter. Yes, that's fine. We know. Now you want to open this with the text editor, open with, more apps, do your notepad, or whatever your favorite text editor is. It should bring you up. And now we're going to paste what we copied in here. And this is going to be where we set everything. So example name, put in server name here, will be the MMG PVE server. Password, if you want to set a password, you can put it in here. password admin, I'd set that for sure. And then all these other settings are max players. You can go through here and look at all these settings and set them however you want. Or you just leave them at default. Well, most of them. Some things you have to put a setting in if there's not already. Yeah, so there we go. So make sure you hit File Save. When you're done, close it. Now we're going to come down to the Dayz bat folder. So this one has a lot of text in it as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually copy it. And this is based off GitHub. Somebody has been nice enough to make that for us. So we're going to come down here to, and I'll put the link in the video below. I'll show you what it looks like here real quick. GitHub file right here. We're going to copy this and use it so we don't have to make it ourselves basically. So that's the one I'm copying right in the middle. Like I said, I'll put a link in the video again. Get back to it. So we're going to put this in the Dayz start.bat file that we made earlier. We're going to edit it. Same thing, you want to use text editor of some sort. We're going to paste it in. Set server name. Jim's Dayz. Jim, thank you for creating this file for us, but that is not who we are today. So PVE. That's a server name, server location. So this one, we do need to change. So wherever you put your folder, wherever this folder right here is, right? You need to come up here, click up here, and it'll highlight the name. Right click, hit copy. Now we're going to go back to that file, and we're going to actually paste it in over this location. So leave the commas in here, and just paste in your address right there. That's where I put mine. And so the set to BEC location, I don't think it's really used anymore, so we're actually just going to remove this. And there's actually a couple other things that call for the bec.exe, this right here, start. We're going to remove that. And the location right here, you can remove that. You don't need those anymore, I don't think. Mine was working fine without it, so. All right, and then other important things is your port. So set your port, whatever you want. You have to open that in your firewall and your router. If you don't know how to do that, it's not too hard typically, but every router is different, so I can't really show you. And I do have a video on how to do the Windows firewall, though. Also, if you're using an antivirus, sometimes they can have their own firewall, and you have to open it in that. There's just a bunch of get-me's. That's why it's really hard to show someone how to do it, because everybody's situation is completely different. But yeah, look on my channel for how to open a Windows firewall. I have a video dedicated to that, which will show you how to do that. And then you just Google your router. Whatever router you have, it probably has a firewall on it as well. You'll have to open or forward the ports to your server. Okay, so once you have your port set, your server config. Now this is the file that we created, we renamed it. So there is a default one right here that is called this, but we went with config.config, remember? So we're going to change this to config.config. You can set your CPUs if you want. You don't have to change this, but I'm just going to leave it default. Title, this is fine. Leave that there. This is all fine right here. All the rest of this you can leave unless you just want to change it for some reason. So now we got all those changed. There's a couple things we need to add for some reason that wasn't included. So right here, where it's actually starting the server itself, there's not a profiles. I don't know why there's not a profiles, but we're going to add that. So what you do is you put a dollar symbol, percent symbol, excuse me, profiles, dollar symbol, oops, go. That should do it. And this is a lot. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually upload these files, this config file that we made, this Dayz start bat file that we made. Make sure you file save when you're done, by the way. I'm going to actually upload all these to our website. Let's do it that way. I think that would be way easier. So, website. Let's visit it. maturemindedgamers.com. Yeah, we have our own website. We have our own gaming community. If you want to join our Discord right here, MMG Discord, click here, you can join. Yeah, here's our page, YouTube channel, Patreon if you want to support us, always welcome that. Even the dollar tier is a great help. The Steam group, our Humble store link. If you buy anything from Humble, if you're not supporting a creator, we would love your support. Make sure all you have to do is come to our webpage here, maturemindedgamers.com, and then click on the Humble store, just like this. And then now you're using our referral link, so we'll get a small cut of anything that you buy. It doesn't cost you anything extra, so it's pretty sweet. And we donate anything we make out of Humble. I donate that every year to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So I'm not actually keeping any of that money. It goes for a great cause. I love that. So yeah, please use us. But the bread and butter of what you guys are after are the server files right here. I've done this for many other games. As you can see, Ark, Astroneers, all this stuff. Now, I haven't uploaded these files yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link right here that's going to be specifically for the Dayz files. So what you'll do, it'll work much like this. You're going to click Dayz files here. It's going to take you to our Dropbox. So it's going to pop up this if you're not logged in. That's fine. You don't have to actually do anything here. Just click away from it. Okay, on the back page, and then you'll see my files right here. So you can see for the Conan server, I have a start bat and an updater file. You're there when you click on the Dayz one, it'll take you here, and I'll put both the files I just talked about right here. You just click on them, and it's going to show them to you right here. This is the actual text in them. You just hit the download button if you want to download them, and then they'll be downloaded wherever your downloads go. Like there's my Conan zip. Okay, then you'll have these files. Then all you're gonna have to do once you have the files is modify it for your server installation. So you're going to need to change the server location right here. Obviously, the name is going to be different. You don't want to copy our name. And then your passwords you're going to want to change. Whatever port you make it, you're going to want to set that. But everything else should be okay for you, I believe. So there we go. That'll make things easy. You know what? We still haven't checked if this baby's working yet. So once you're back, you got my files in. And by the way, you got to put the files in the folder where the Dayz Server.x64.exe is, okay? Put them all in here to keep them all together. My .bat will actually call it because it has the location listed here. But a lot of times when I make my .bats, I don't specify them to a location, so they have to be in the folder. So just keep them in the folder to make it all work right, in my opinion. Let's see if this thing works though. So now to get the server running, you need to double click on your Dayz. Oh, look at that! I put an extra Z in there. That's funny. Anyways. Let's see if it works. So now it's waiting. Okay, this popped up. So this is a Windows Defender. This means that the server is trying to run. Windows Defender wants to know if we want to allow it. So we want to allow it if we want people to be able to connect to our server. So you want to hit allow. That pops up. So if I would have preset this on the Windows firewall, if I would have opened the ports ahead of time, we probably wouldn't have saw that. But this is going to actually open it for us, save us a little bit of time, which is nice. Okay, so if you come down to the bottom, you'll see a little icon right here, the console. We want to click on this. Whoops. Closed it. Why is it all texted? There you go. So if you want to open it up, you can see it. Is it working? It is working. It's spawn thing. See it right here? So if you scroll up to the very top, you'll see where it started. And you'll see how it's loading. So this is good that it's loading stuff. That means it's working. So we are good. Let's see if we can see the server now. Alright, then you just need to go to servers here, and obviously ours is a local area network connection. If it's not, you can do a couple things. If your ports are open correctly, your friends can join through a direct connection. If you want to give them the server name or the address right here, and then if there's a password in the port, you can do it that way. But here's our server right here in the LAN, and it should show up the same for everyone. And then you just hit the join button here, and you should load in. You should be good to go. And there's your own Dayz server. So there is a lot to Dayz, and there's a lot of mods and stuff. I don't do mods myself because I'm always chasing the mod updates and what's breaking what. So to me, mods aren't worth it. So if you're looking for mod help, I apologize. Not something I do here on my channel. But hopefully this video helped you get started and create your own server, and then you can go on and advance your server from here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Help us keep growing the community, and have yourself a great day.